Hey, what's up, my YouTube fam? I'm back and happy new year. Oh man, 2020 was a crazy year, definitely personally, but it was had some very low downs and some very good ups, but we are in 2021. Hey, this is Larry with Invest and Build Your Credit and Wealth. Today we're going to be talking about how to get collection accounts removed from your credit report. We're going into 2021, getting our credit together. With a prime opportunity in 2021. We're going to be with the vaccine coming out, as the company reopens, people go back to work. There's going to be a lot of positive things going on, being able people to go back and get into buy a house with these low interest rates. I mean, you're leaving a lot of money on the table right now with these low interest rates. So we're going to be, just kind of talking about that, getting your credit online. Definitely, we're going to be going back into a series of certain areas. We're going to start off with collection accounts. It's most damaging thing that typically is on a person's credit report, besides charge-offs and bankruptcies and late payments. But we're definitely going to be starting off with these collection accounts and what to look for, how to dispute it. We're going to go through all that. I know I did a very long class a week ago, I think right before Christmas, and very detailed, just went through a very wide area of what you should do when trying to repair your credit. But this is going to be a little shorter class, but it's going to be very just detailed on collection accounts, because we got to get them collections account off, man. We got to get our credit right so we can leverage our credit to definitely grow our wealth and be able to leverage that to put money back in our pocket. I promise you, you're leaving a lot of money on the table, not thinking that credit is really important and not trying to fix. There's ways to fix your credit, build your credit, and move past the negative things that you've done on your credit report to move in the right direction so you can start reaping the benefits. Our society is changing. We're going to fintech companies. We're going, Bitcoin is blowing up. People have definitely been investing more and more this year. Even I got into investing. That's another part of my YouTube channel about invest to a million. I've been doing really well in my 7 months now of investing. Went from $100. I have a total of about $17,000 in my investment account just in those 7 months. So it's definitely been a good year. Definitely moving in some different investment opportunities in 2021 to continue to build and grow on what I started on. So started opening a company to help people out with credit repair. Now I'm investing. Now I'm getting ready to move into some other avenues. And all that was based on me turning my credit around. So it's a lot of growth. I've done a lot of growth and I still have a lot more to do. But I want to take y'all with me. That's what we do. Put you on my back, carry you with me, and continue to move in the right direction. Hey, just all my subscribers that have been subscribing to my channel in 2020 and now going into 2021. Hey, I appreciate you. Yeah, just please hit that subscribe button. Please hit the like. You know the deal. It just causes, the YouTube algorithm to push out my videos to a wider audience. I'm all about really trying to help people. So YouTube, push my videos out. It's all about helping people, right, and bringing out positive information. I get phone calls, I get emails. People tell me, man, you really seem like you know what you're talking about. I've watched a lot of videos, but you definitely bring some real enlightenment to how to fix my credit, and I want to learn more. So that's what I'm all about, man. Giving y'all the insight, giving y'all the down low on what you should do in repairing your credit. And we're going to go through, I know I've been doing a lot of investment videos, but I do definitely need to get back and helping my people out that want to improve their credit. So I'm going to have to be balancing it out a little bit. But I'm also, because I've installed investment, because I want people, as you improve your credit, I want you to understand that extra money, invest that money back into yourself. It's a great time to get in the stock market. Great opportunities to get in, and I'm definitely going to be putting another video out today on the top stocks for 2021 you should be investing in. So if you're all a part of investing too, stay tuned. I got some more coming at you today because I'm excited about 2021, a lot of opportunities, and I want to bring that over to you. So let's get into it. We're going to talk about collections. Most people understand collections, right? You had an account with an original creditor. Your account went delinquent for more than 180 days. They wrote it off. They didn't want to deal with the account. They sold that account to a debt buyer, or they have an internal collection company that they assign that debt to, but they're still holding the rights to that debt, the ownership of that debt, but they assign it to a collection company. So we're going to talk more about debt buyers, right? And you can still use this process with any collection company that is going after you, but we're going to talk about debt buyers today. So debt buyers are Portfolio Recovery, LVNV, Credence, Portfolio. There's a bunch of them out there. I can't even name them all. They come flying in from all over the place, right? But you have to understand debt buyers, their weakness in their industry, and how we can attack it. And we're gonna go with that. We're gonna start with that. So the first thing you did is you pulled your credit report, and you're reviewing your credit report, and then you run in, you got a collection, right? So you want to know, what do I do? So I tell all my clients, and what I do for my clients is I attack both sides. I don't believe in just attacking the credit bureaus. I believe in attacking the original creditor, because they are the data furnishers. They are supplying the data that the credit bureaus are supposed to be putting on your credit report, right? So I'm going to attack both, right? I'm not going to just send a dispute letter and not say anything to the collection agency, right? Because most times the collection agencies, if they're a debt buyer, they have to show that they own the debt, because they purchased the debt and you never entered into an agreement with them. There are certain things they have to do to show that they are legally owners of that debt and can legally go after you for that debt, right? So those are the things you need to understand and need to establish when you're looking at these collection agencies. So you have a collection account, and you're looking at your credit report, and we're going to start with your credit report, right? Because you want to look at that before you start addressing and sending a dispute letter, or what I do, I send affidavits to the collection company. So I've noticed when I work with some of my clients, some of these collection agencies are reporting information wrong. So the first thing I look at when I look at a collection account is I'm going to look at, are they reporting the original creditor's name along with them, right? So when you're looking at your credit report, and for example, you see Portfolio Recovery, and Portfolio Recovery shows a debt, they shows the account, they show an open date, they show the balance, they show a past due balance, they show a payment status of late 120 days, and they show a date of last payment. For me, I look at that. There are multiple inaccuracies on this account that they're reporting. But the first one I'm going to look at, and I'm like, well, who is the original creditor? I don't know who the original creditor is. They're not the original creditor, because I've never signed anything for Portfolio for $404, and I'm giving you an example. So when I see that, the first thing I'm going to dispute is the name. So you have to understand, when you dispute, don't confuse the credit bureaus with all these different dispute things, right? Trying to put 5 or 6 different dispute things on there, because you confuse it. And then you give them an opportunity to pick what they're going to dispute, because they may not dispute everything. Then when they roll through their system, right, The Oscar system, it may pick up one simple dispute and use that simple dispute and then come back and say verify. So rule number one, don't put 3 and 4 different dispute reasons. You need to focus on the most grievous dispute reason. So when I look at this report, I see they don't have original creditor's name. So what do? Because I understand Metro 2, which a lot of people don't talk about when you listen to a lot of these people that say they're experts in credit, right? I go to Metro 2. What does Metro 2 say about this reporting? So now that I look at it, I look up in the K1 segment and I'll post it up in this video, right? So you can see it. K1 is a portion that is talks about the original creditor name. So let me read this to you, right? It says in K1 segment must be presented each time account is reported by a collection agency. Debt buyers check guarantee companies, student loan guaranteed agencies, and the U.S. Department of Education. The purpose of reporting the original creditor's name is to help the consumer identify the source of the account when there appears on a credit report. Without the original creditor name, the consumer may not know what the account represents. State laws and the CDIC policy stipulates that the original client creditor must be identified. Federal law stipulates that the name of the payee must be identified when reporting return checks, right? So that's the first thing I'm looking at. It states this in Metro 2, right? And I'll put this up. So I'm going to go after them specifically for that. I'm not going to give them any other reasons to pick another dispute reason to come back and say verify. I'm not going to dispute the balance because they may dispute with the collection name syndicate. Yep, that's what they owe. So now it's verified. What is the most grievous thing that you can prove is wrong with this account to go after it? Right? Now, the most I would tell you to put is 2. Never go more than that. You could put, and the first thing you need to put is the first thing, the most grievous thing. So I'm going to say is that this account is not reporting the original creditor's name. So let me show you something. I should have had it ready for y'all. Okay, so I have a dispute letter here. So what did I say? So what I said was, please investigate the violation of K1 segment for required reporting of the original creditor's name. Portfolio is in violation of Metro 2 reporting guidelines. I have no clue who the original creditor's name is, and this is my right to know who the debt is coming from. This is a requirement when reporting a collection account. And then I said this account is reporting differently on TransUnion, Experian, Equifax is in violation, not reporting the original creditor's name. So even though I got 2 slots, I'm still referring to the original creditor's name. And the only other thing I said is please investigate the error in the date of last payment. And I gave the date. That is it. Make it simple. And you dispute that. What people make a lot of errors is they dispute too many things at one time. The Oscar is going to pick up what they want to pick up. And the main thing that's the most grievance is overlooked. Right? So to be successful in that, you need to go after the original creditor's name. So like I tell you, I go and I get disputes off all the time. Disputes. It's all about making sure that you dispute correctly, right? And go after it correctly, right? So understand what the most grievous things. Other things that are wrong, past due balances. they can't be a past due balance, right? They're not the original creditor, so they can't have a past due balance. They make it go after the debt, but they can't be a past due balance on the debt. Or another violation is that the payment status, it should read collection or charge off. It should not read late 120 days, late 60 days, none of that. It should report collection or charge off. That is the payment. That's how debt buyers are supposed to be reported. And the last date of last payment should be blank, should not be anything in there. So those are the errors you need to be looking at. Next thing you look at. Now, if portfolio is reporting this debt, they should all be together on the same line. So if you got a collection account that's reporting on TransUnion and Experian, but it's not reporting on that same line on Equifax, and then you're scrolling down looking at the rest of your credit report, and then you see that same account all by itself in a whole nother section by itself with Equifax, then they're not reporting it accurate. And by the Fair Credit Reporting Act, it all has to be 100% accurate and verifiable. There is not. So what do? I showed him that it is not reporting accurate. I show him what the violation is, right? And then I show him that that it is not reporting across the board accurate. But before I do that, I attack the one that is the most grievance. So if I get that removed off Equifax, now I can go back and attack the other two because now it's not reporting accurate across the board. That's how I go after them. I go after the one that's filing the most grievance. Now, if they're reporting all three accurate, listen, you can try to dispute it, but any accurate information they're not going to remove. A person that understands credit, a real credit repair company, is going to tell you this is reporting accurate. The chances of me getting this off through the credit bureau is going to be really slim. Right? And that's just being honest. I'm upfront and honest with my clients. Hey, this is reporting accurate. Do you owe this account? It's saying it's coming. They have the original creditor's name. They'll say portfolio, Capital One. They have the account. They only have the balance. They don't have the payment status says collection charge off. There's nothing in the date of last payment. There's nothing in the past due balance. All of it is looking like they're reporting it accurate. Did you owe this account? Yes. Was it with Capital One? Yes. The chances of me getting this off is slim and none, right? We have to be honest with our clients, right? Now, but what we do, I said, that doesn't mean we can't get it off. There's just another strategy we're going to have to go after to get this removed. And we're going to cover that too. So after we do that, and I just find out the disputes that I'm going to send in now it's time to attack the collection agency. But I'm coming from a different format. I'm not going to tell them that they're not reporting the name of the original creditor. I'm not going to tell them that, right? And what I'm going to ask him, what gives you the right to go after me for this debt? Now, let me tell y'all something why it's so important. Listen to what I'm telling you. It's so important to send them an affidavit. They're collection companies that make mistakes all the time in the responses they send you. Missing information. Things that are legally they're supposed to put in a letter that they don't have in their letter. Those are the things you can go after, and we're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about, I get excited about that because they make mistakes all the time, and I'm like, and we're going to go over a lot of mistakes that they make, right? So we're going to talk about that. So what I do is I send in an affidavit, and my affidavit is going to go after the heart of do they have a legal right? I'm going to break down all the different regulations in the Fair Credit Reporting Act. Let me pull up one of my affidavits, and I'm going to kind of go over some Key things for you, right? So what I'm gonna go after, first thing I'm gonna do is I go over all the regulations. Portfolio recovery understands that all the laws regarding the Fair Debt Collection Practice Act in accordance to 1692G, the Fair Credit Billing Act, whatever state billing act you from. For me, I'm in California. I say the California Fair Debt Collection Practice Act, the Fair Credit Reporting Act, section 623, 1681S-3, and then section 617, 1681O, section 605, and 605A, 1681C. So first thing I do, I'm gonna break down, are you following all these regulations? Then I go into other little areas about, do you have the purchase agreement for this particular debt that you're claiming that I owe you? The purchase agreement is so important because it lines out, it lines out everything that needs to be done. Everything. I'm sorry, I'm not a little technical difficulties here. It lines out everything about the debt. It may have information saying we cannot verify if all this information is accurate. That's why they buy it for pennies on the dollar, right? They buy it like that because there is a lot of information missing in that debt, right? So that's why they go after, and especially for these $500 debts, $1,000 debts, $1,500, $2,000, $2,500. They bought that debts for a penny on the dollar. The original creditor may not have sent them everything they need to show proof that they have legal standings to collect this debt from you, right? So that's what you have to really be paying attention to. Do they have that legal right? So I go after them. I want to know, do you have a purchase agreement? Now, will they always send that purchase agreement? No, I've had some collection agencies that have sent it because they like, yeah, we got it all, bro. We got everything we need to take you to court, right? And then some, they won't send you. Key things to look for. Now, if they send you, you send in a dispute letter, and then they send you just a letter on their letterhead, no information, no statements, no nothing. And then they're telling you, well, yes, we verified that this information is accurate. No, you're going to have to give me a little bit more than that, right? So what I'll do, I'll send a follow-up saying the information that you send me has not proved that you have a legal right to collect this debt. That's another avenue that I go after them. The next thing is you have to understand what is the statutory limitations for reporting. What's your statutory limitations for contract law in your state? California is 4 years. I'm from Texas, 4 years, right? So after 4 years, they have no legal basis to make you pay that debt. They use your credit report as leverage to make you pay that debt. Get what I'm trying to tell you? They have no legal right to make you pay that debt, right? But they use your credit report as leverage to pay that debt, right? So a lot of times, if you went past the statutory limitations, in most cases, say 4 years, 5 years, and you haven't paid it and they can't sue you, they probably don't even have enough information to sue you in the first place, right? So they're probably not going down that avenue, right? So after that statutory limitations, you definitely can go after them, right? So if you feel like a debt is beyond what you want to settle. Now, let me kind of back it up a little bit and tell you kind of the caveat. If you have a $500 debt with a collection agency and you're just saying, I need to get this off my debt and improve my credit report, right? You're not going to hire a lawyer and pay a lawyer $1,200 to get a $500 debt off. That doesn't make any sense. So what is your avenue, right? So now you're in a pickle. They may not have legal right to the debt, but unless you're going to take them to court on your own and understand everything and do your research so you don't go in there and lose the case and have to pay them anyway, right? Then what you do, you settle the debt. It's just less, right? Settle the debt. But we're going to talk about my strategy that's going to help you get that debt removed and paid and removed off your credit report for less than what they're asking you for. The strategy I've been using for a long time that's been working. I can tell you ever since I started using this strategy, I'm working at about 98%. Right? Very few I've ever received back that said they won't accept this. And sometimes when they say that, it's the amount that we originally set and we up the amount and we send it right back in and then they'll take it. It's very few to just say, no, we won't do that. Right? So let's get back to it. I hope y'all with me and taking notes on all this stuff, because I'm telling you, these are the winning games. These are the tickets. So now you have a collection account that's $500. You sent in your affidavit, you disputed, it won't come off. We're gonna go, it won't come off. Now you have to start looking at, okay, I need to try to settle and get this account off my credit report. You got two choices. You could either take them to court or you could settle. If it's something under $1,000, I would probably try to settle the account. Use my restrictive endorsement letter where you're going to create a contract between you and the collection agency. And if they accept that payment, right, and there's certain legal jargons that is in that letter, and then what is stipulated on your payment, right, it can't be an ACH. You don't want to do it over the phone. None of that stuff. This is where you want to set, and you're going to set a contract. You're going to send it to them with a payment, and all this stuff is written in your payment, right? So when they cash that payment, they agree to your terms and conditions. And what is one of your terms and conditions? To settle this debt and have this debt removed off my credit report, right? That's simple as that. Simple as that. Now, say you have a collection account that is $2,000 or $2,500 and it's past the statutory limitation. This is me telling you. I'm not a lawyer. I'm just telling you my personal. I'm not going to be paying a collection company $2,800, $2,500, and I'm not sure, they never sued me. It's outside the statutory limitations for them to even sue me. Now, why would I give you or even settle a debt with you? You're going to have to prove to me that you are owners of this debt and I am legally bound to pay you for this debt. That is me. Everybody is not like me. Some people may be like, well, I'm just going to let it ride out for 7 years, which is a bad mistake because the interest rates are going to kill you. And over that 7 years, you could have paid that debt off because that's how much interest is going to kill you because of holding bad credit. I try to educate my clients on that all the time. Holding bad credit for 7 years, you ain't gonna pay them, but you're gonna be paying a bunch of other people because they're gonna take that collection account that you defaulted to charge higher interest on you and suck the money out of you. So let's get that out the way right now, right? So what do you want? I want to get this off. What do? I'm gonna tell you, I'm gonna take them to court because the burden of proof falls on them, not you. The burden of proof falls on them. The burden of proof doesn't fall if you owe the debt. The burden of proof falls on them that they have a right to collect that debt from you. You see what I'm telling you? Listen to what I'm telling you. The burden is not that you owe the debt. The burden is that they have to prove they have a legal right to collect the debt from you. So just understand that when you're dealing with these debt buyers, they have to prove that. And if they went 5 years, 7 years, and they never sued you, they probably don't even have the information to legally sue you. And then they may try to go back to the original credit. Original credit may be like, I don't really have any of that information. It's in the archives, and we're not going to spend that type of money. You're going to have to pay us more money to go into our archive to look for this information and give it to you. Look at the leverage. Look at the weaknesses. That's what makes me successful in what I do, getting collections off, because I understand how they operate, right? Because I did a lot of research, not just listening to what everybody else tell me. That's why you never hear me tell people don't pay debt collectors, because it could also get you sued, right? Because you didn't address the issue, right? So you have to address the issue. right? So when people tell y'all that, half of them have not read and don't understand it, and they'll have you in a bigger pickle. So I'm not going to tell you that. I'm going to tell you what you need to do in these stipulations, situations, and how to get out of it, and how to get to the point of getting it removed, right? So now I'm sending the affidavit. Now we're getting back. Now the affidavit, now I'm waiting for the information to come back. So let me read something else to y'all. I want to go over things that are required of a debt collection company, right? So these are languages required in a debt collection letter. I want you to pay attention to these things because this is why you send the affidavits. The affidavits, right? Or your dispute or your validations or whatever you want to call them. This is why you send them out, right? So let's go through them. The initial collection letter, all right, it says upon contacting a debtor, a collection agency is required to mail a written notice known as a validation notice. A validation notice must include the following: the name of the creditor, the amount owed, how a debt can dispute. How the debt can debit the amount owed if he or she thinks they owe the debt, right? It also should have the privacy law. These are things that have to be in the letter. The debtor are protected under the privacy laws when it comes to debt collection. By law, a collection agency cannot refer to themselves as a debt collection agencies on their company envelope. They cannot do that. So if you get an envelope and their name is on there, you got them. In addition, an agency is not allowed to send a collection notice on a postcard because that considered an invasion of privacy. Threats and untruthful statements. Sending a debtor a letter that has empty threats is illegal. For instance, a debt collector cannot threaten that a consumer will be arrested or sentenced to prison if they don't pay their debt. In addition, an agency cannot threaten to garnish a person's wages if they live in a state where wage garnishment is not permitted. We're going to keep it rolling. Here are a few additional guidelines that a creditor must follow when sending out letters to debtors. Federal law requires that the initial collection letter has a 30-day verification notice, right? The following statement should be written within the letter. This is an attempt to collect a debt. Any information obtained will be used for that purpose. Now, let me show y'all something. I had a client that received a letter. Where'd I put this letter at, man? I'm trying to think it. So let me see where I put this letter at. Yeah, here we go. So I have a client, got a letter. This is the letter, right? And this letter does not have that information on there, right? Doesn't have that information on there nowhere. So they're already in violation, right? Because they have to have that on the letter. That's why I'm saying it's so important to send out these letters. It's so important to look at the information that they're putting on these letters, and are they following the guideline? So what do I do with that letter? Now, I sent, because that's all they sent. I said, for one, you have not proved that you are the owner of this debt, right? And then on top of that, you are in the violations of the Fair Debt Collection Practice Act on the language required in a debt collection letter. This letter that I have attached back to you, the letter you sent me, does not have the required statement that this is an attempt to collect the debt. So please remove this debt from my credit report, right? Or I will have to consult with a consumer lawyer on this particular violation, and what are the next steps that I could proceed with. It's not threatening them. You're not telling me you're going to sue them. You're just saying that you're going to consult a consumer lawyer on your next steps based on the violation of the letter that you sent me, right? That's why it's so important to not, people get so caught up in just dealing with the collection and they forget about the credit and not understand all the laws that govern them, and they make mistakes all the time. So for me, because I understand it, I wait for them and then I go get them, right? I go get them and then I send them their own letter that they send show that they're in violation. And I don't think you want me to take you to court, right? So that just shows they don't even know what they're doing. They make mistakes all the time, know what they're doing. But we're going to keep it going, right? The additional letter must be included on the following. This letter is from a debt collection agency. It is also unlawful for a collector to refer to themselves as a government agency. The collection agency office hours must be printed on every letter, right? The physical address of the licensed office must appear within the collection letter. The collection letter can only be used, the terms can, let's say, it says the collection letter can only use the term litigation or legal action if the collector has actually authorized litigation. In other words, they cannot use the term as a tack to scare a person into paying a debt, right? Words such as pay now, pay immediately should be avoided in the first letter. Listen what I'm telling you. Words such as pay now or pay immediately should be avoided in the first letter, right? So when they send you that first letter, they should not be putting that stuff in there. They do it all the time, right? Right? A collection agency should never refer a creditor as a loan arrangement in order to collect the debt. So they can't stipulate like this is a loan arrangement. They can't do that. So there are just a few things that creditors should be abide by using sending out collection letters to consumers. So those are some of the things that I get excited about when I read this stuff, because they do it all the time, right? So, and this is information. If you want this information, you need this information, email me. Say, hey, can you send me that information? I will be gladly send it to you. Email me, shoot me. I would send it. I would get it to you, right? So these are things that you have to understand when you're dealing with debt collection. You got to understand all the avenues to get this stuff. So when you listening to people talk about it, you got to have multiple strategies. One strategy doesn't work on everybody. That's what killed me when people say, hey, send this letter in, like it's going to work for everybody. Every strategy doesn't work. When I come to my clients, I say, listen, there are multiple strategies that we're going to have to go through to see if we can get this removed. First thing, we're going to attack the credit bureau. The next thing, we're going to attack the collection agency. We're going to do everything. We're going to see if they got any violations. Are they doing the things they're supposed to do? Do they legally own the debt? Can we do this? That, okay, that doesn't work. Well, let's talk about settling the debt. Let's talk about, hey, or do we need to get a consumer lawyer and force them to say if they have that multiple strategies to get this removed off your credit report. That's the power of understanding what you need to do, right? So again, if you need help on this type of stuff, if you want to buy my dispute package, listen, you can come in. I have all this information in my dispute package. You can grab it, knowledge, you got letters, everything that you need to do on multiple different things that could be happening with your credit report. That is my job. That's what I'm good at. You know, that's what I'm licensed. You know what I mean? I've been to all kind of seminars. I've talked to FICO, people with FICO that understand how FICO works, right? How the FICO scoring system works. So I just wanted to comment, y'all. These are things that you need to understand about when you're dealing with collection accounts and how to get them off, right? But if you have any more questions, if I stirred up something and you have a different scenario, hey, reach out to me. They say, Larry, hey, I looked at your video. Hey, and please subscribe to my channel. I'm trying to grow 2021. We trying to blow it up. We trying to get this information out to you and blow it up. Come on, YouTube. We got to help these people get this information so they can improve their credit report, right? We have to do it. We got to help our people do better, right? So I want to give you this information. So just continue to reach out to me. If you have any questions, my email is in the description. If you want to reach out, just reach out to me. Ask me any questions. If you want this credit repair package, send it to me. I promise you, it's cheaper than you think, and it'll save you way more money getting that stuff off your credit report, right? I have people call me, buy it all the time after listening to my video, because I dig deep. Like I told you, I dig deep. So I'm all about making sure y'all have the right information so y'all can improve all y'all do. Strategies. If you want to know about different strategies on how to improve your credit score, don't let nobody tell you can go from a 500 to an 800 and your credit jacked up. They failing you because the system is not set like that, right? And everybody credit report is different and there are different things on there. So be wary of people like that. Listen to people that's going to be honest with you and tell you the truth, because that's what you deserve, right? You deserve that. But hey, this is it. Again, please subscribe to the channel. This is Larry with Invest and Build Your Credit. Invest and build your credit, and then we're all about investing to $1 million. We're all about just getting y'all right. I'm getting too excited because I'm thinking about old stuff and not new stuff. But anyway, hey, I appreciate y'all coming out, hanging out with me, and listening to some good information on how to improve your credit, how to get these collections off your account. And again, if you have any questions, hit me up, leave a comment, leave a message, and please hit the like button. You know what I mean? We definitely need to help. We definitely need to help the people get better, right? And we need to spread this information out. You look, I've been doing this for a while. I'm trying to grow this channel because I'm giving y'all some really solid information to help you improve, man. So please hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, leave a comment. Hey, 2021 is the year we need to be pushing. It's enough out here for all of us. So it's all about, again, invest to $1 million. That's what we all about on this channel. We're all about growing your wealth. So I appreciate y'all. Thank you very much for hanging out. And I'll see you coming up with another class today. It's going to be on investing, the stocks you need to be investing in 2021. Stay tuned. And I'll see you in a minute.